here I was working on a 2013 Mini Cooper Countryman with a 1.6 liter engine, and if you saw the video, the engine had like a rattle noise, and that was the customer complaint that he heard like a rattling noise in the engine bay. And basically what I was doing was I was putting tension and removing tension from the tensioner. And you got to be careful when you're doing that. I was putting my thumb on it, but because there was a section where you could press down on it, but like half of it is exposed to the bearing, and at the back of it there's a little section that's also exposed. So be very careful if you're going to try to replicate that. But basically what I was trying to do is trying to remove the noise to see if it was that, because on these cars it has those two tensioners, and then I believe it also has a timing belt with the tensioner of its own inside of the car or inside of the engine. So luckily this was just the water pump tensioner, and I'll put part numbers for OE tensioners. So on this car specifically, what I suggested was replace both tensioners, because it looked like the other tensioner, the main tensioner for the alternator and the compressor, it looked like that one had a lot of movement, if you saw in the video. But once I replaced it, I think it had the same amount of movement. So it might not have needed it, but it was good maintenance to replace it anyway with the belt also. So I suggested we replace both of those, and I'll show a little bit on how to replace it, because on this car it is the Countryman, so it is a little bigger, so you have a little bit more space to work with, whereas the smaller Mini Coopers you really don't, so you have to remove more stuff. But when I was doing it, I had a pretty good amount of space to remove both of them. Also, what I replaced was the water pump, the pulley. I think because of all the movement on that water pump tensioner, it was damaging the pulley, and I'll show pictures of how bad it actually was. It had a bunch of pieces coming off of the pulley. So this will be kind of a fast rundown on how to do these things, but there are better videos on how to do them, because I used other videos too on how to do them. But like I said, I'll do a fast rundown. And here what I'm showing is, you see the new one is in there, and it has a lot of still movement. So this is the part number for the Bell 6PK895 if you need that. This is the part number for the, I believe, is the water pump tensioner. And then as you can see, that's the water pump tensioner, this OE. And then this is the one for the AC alternator tensioner. And then that's how they look. And then right now what I'm going to show is the pulley for the water pump. It's really, really bad. You see how it's deteriorating. And this is a part from Rock Auto. I couldn't get the OE one. It was in back order, so this is a replacement. But for the tensioner, you're going to use an E10 socket. And basically all you have to move is this piece. It's an AC line, I think. But you can see it has two bolts. And basically all I did was remove the whole thing with the two bolts. And you're going to have to finagle it out. You're going to have to figure out how to take it out, and it has a little dowel that you're gonna have to remove with. Make sure you remove that, and then when you put the new one back in, you're gonna have to remove it. You're gonna have to install it, at an angle. And basically this is what I was trying to do, is I was installing it at an angle. So, and those are the two holes. As you can see, it is at an angle. And basically what I was doing is I was prying on it, and don't pry on it too much, just a little bit, which is what I did. I was prying on it a little bit, but you do have a little bit of give to pry on it, because it is just a big piece of plastic that you're prying on. It's part of the fan assembly, and there's nothing that you're gonna really damage. But like I said, you're gonna have to finagle it back in, and you're just gonna have to be patient with it, and eventually it will move back in. All right, and like I said, it's just two bolts. And like I said, with the Countryman, you do have the space, but if you have the smaller cars, the smaller Mini Coopers, you don't. As far as removing the tension, I just cut off the belt. And then for the new one, what I did was I put a adjustable wrench, and then through that square, I use a pry bar. And one of the tools that really helped me was a small 10 millimeter. And then to remove this other water pump tensioner, you're able to get it from the top to get some of those screws with like a long 10 millimeter wrench. but also you could get it from down here with a small 10mm wrench, and you're just basically gonna have to get it from the top and from the bottom, and whatever works best for you. If you want to remove the motor mount, you can, to make it easier on you, but I personally did not, just because I didn't want to mess around with it. So this is another one that I use, and you're just basically gonna have to find the combination of 10mm wrenches to get it out with. And you're just gonna, like I said, be patient, and you can get all of them. You don't have to really remove anything big. And then to get the water pump pulley, what I did was I put a pair of vice grips on it, and there's enough room to put a pair of small vice grips, and then I used the 10mm to take it off while holding it with the vice grips. So here, what I'm showing is I'm trying to take it off, but you can't take it off. You got to remove the pulley first. But you also have to remove tension on the pulley. And then basically all you got to do is got to pull on it and put it inside that little tab. And you could do that with like a pair of needle nose. But it's a little out of order. But here what I'm showing is you take off the pulley first, and then you can remove the water pump tensioner. Okay, and here what I'm showing is how I grabbed it with my pair of vice grips, just a small one, and I put it back there, and then remove the tens little by little. And then there's this connector here that you have to remove too. And it was a little stuck on, so you're gonna use the pry bar to pry on it from the back. So like I said, it's not really a great video on how to do it step by step. It's more like a quick rundown on what you're gonna face. Sometimes me personally as a mechanic, sometimes that's all I need is just a quick rundown, see what's what and where's where and what I really need. I don't really need a step by step. So hopefully this helps you out. This is more a video on that noise to help you diagnose that noise, and the part numbers. If you want OE, hopefully those part numbers help you out, because I know a lot of guys always want OE, and I also suggest we almost always get OE. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to help you out.